guys! So I hope you had a good day yesterday, and I'm sorry I'm not there today. I got chosen to be on a jury, so I will have super cool Law and Order stories to tell you when I come back. But today we're doing 3.4, so you should have your notes out and get ready to go. Alright, here we go. Okay. 3.4, day 1, solving multi-step inequalities. So this is going to be very similar to when we were solving last chapter. Okay, so make sure your name's on your paper. Happy October 16th. Alright, we need to solve the following inequalities and graph the solution. So this is from yesterday. Warm up. Okay, so 2 times x. We want to separate the 2 times x, so we need to do opposite operations. I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by 2. Now I divided by a positive number. Does that do anything to my sign? Nope. Keep it the same. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 5 goes on the number line. Open or closed? Closed it is. Now, x needs to be less than or equal to 5. Less than. So it needs to be smaller. Okay, fill it in. Alright, next one. We've got x divided by -4. I want x by itself. Right now it's being divided by a -4. Opposite operation. Multiply by a -4 on both sides of this equation. Okay, our 4's divide out, we're left with x. Now, I multiplied by a negative. What does that do to my sign? Flip it. So now it needs to go the opposite way. Negative times a negative equals a positive 40. So x is less than 40. So here's 40, open or close circle. Should be open, and less than 40. Okay? Alright, so when we are solving now with multi-step, we need to think reverse order of operations. Okay? So we've got our order of operations, right? We've got PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or whatever you used. Now we're going to go in reverse order. So we're going to start by adding or subtracting, then multiplying and dividing. So starting with this one, we've got 3x plus 7 is less than 16. I want x by itself. So you've got two options. You can divide by 3, or we could subtract 7 from both sides. Which one do you want to do? Think opposite our order of operations. So, adding and subtracting. That's what we're going to do first. We're going to subtract 7 from both sides. We're left with 3x. If you want, like I've been showing you, show that dividing line. Positive 7 and negative 7 become 0. 16 minus 7 is 9. Now, we need to divide by 3 on both sides, since we have 3 times x. We're left with just x. Carry it down. 9 divided by 3 is 3. X is less than 3. 3 goes on the number line. Open circle. X needs to be less than, or x needs to be smaller than 3. So we fill in going down to the negative side, going to the dark side. Alright, moving over to the next one here. We've got 6m minus 3 is greater than or equal to negative 21. Now think, reverse order of operations. Okay, so going back to our PEMDAS here. Adding or subtracting comes first, then multiplying and dividing. We're going in the opposite order. So if I go back over here, we want to add 3 to both sides, opposite operations. Now, 6m is left on this side. A negative 3 and positive 3 becomes 0. I'm going to carry down my sign. Negative 21 plus 3. Careful with your negatives. So we have a negative 18. Now from here, we need to decide what to do next to get that m by itself. Since we have 6 times m, we're going to divide by 6 on both sides. Now I just divided by a positive number. Does that do anything to my sign? Nope. We're left with just 1m. Negative 18 divided by a positive 6 is a negative 3. M needs to be greater than or equal to negative 3. Here's my negative 3. Close circle. M needs to be greater. It needs to be bigger than. So we go to the right, increasing to the positive side. Okay. Next example, we've got 6 is less than or equal to 12 plus 4j. Now, I want to get this variable by itself, but right now I got to get rid of this 12. Now think, am I going to add 12 to both sides or subtract 12? Right now this is a positive 12. So I need to do the opposite. I need to subtract 12 from both sides. 6 minus 12 becomes a negative 6. Keep my sign the same. This becomes 0. We're left with 4j. Now, we've got 4 times j, so I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. Okay, carry that sign down because all I did was divide by a positive. And we've got negative 6/4. Negative 6/4 is the same as, if we simplify, divide by 2 on top and bottom, so we get negative 3/2. So you can put on your number line, negative 3/2. Sorry, this is getting a little messy. Include it. So we want to fill in our circle. Now we want j has to be bigger than this negative 3/2. Negative 3/2 is the smallest that we can get. So we need to fill in to the right. Okay. Next one, moving over. Decide what we need to do first. We're going to need to add 7 to both sides. Okay. Carry down our sign. We're left with a negative 6b. 17 plus 7 is a 24. Now we've got negative 6 times b. I want to get rid of this negative 6 times b, so I'm going to divide by negative 6. Wait a minute. Wasn't there something about dividing by a negative yesterday's lesson? Flip the sign. You see division by a negative, flip that sign. Flip it, okay? So we're left with just b on this side. 24 divided by negative 6 should be a negative 4. Okay, now we've got b is greater than negative 4. So here's negative 4 in the number line. Open or close circle. Open. B needs to be greater. Needs to be bigger than negative 4. So we go to the right. All right, last one on this page. We've got negative 4 is greater than 5 minus 3n. Think reverse order of operations. Okay, back to this PEMDAS here. So adding or subtracting first. So I don't want to deal with this n until the very end. So what I'm going to do first, since this is like a positive 5, move the 5 over. We need to do opposite operations. Okay. All we did was subtract 5. So negative 4 minus 5 becomes a negative 9. Positive 5 and negative 5 is 0. We have a negative 3n. Now, negative 3 times n, this is like our last example. We're going to divide by negative 3 on both sides. I want to do the opposite of multiplication, so that's why I'm dividing. These divide out. We're just left with 1n. Carry down our sign. Negative divided by a negative gives us a positive 3. 3 is greater than n, or if we want to read it in the other way, or rewrite it, we can flip it. N is less than 3. Same way, backwards and forwards. 3 is greater than n, go the other way. N is less than 3. So if we have n is less than 3, here's 3, open circle. N needs to be less than 3. N needs to be smaller than 3. Alright, well, I'm totally in the way there. Okay? Alright, we're going to flip to the other side. Stay awake, please.